The night was colder than it should have been. Not just the kind of cold that makes you pull your jacket tighter, but the kind that settles deep inside your chest, where hope is supposed to live. The kind that makes everything feel just a little heavier, a little harder. And on that night, standing under a flickering streetlight with nowhere to go, Daniel Carter realized something he never thought he would. He had no one left to call. Before we begin, if stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps bring more meaningful stories like this to life. Daniel wasn't always this man. There was a time when his life looked like something out of a magazine. He had a steady job at a construction company in Ohio, a small but cozy home, and a wife who used to laugh at his terrible jokes. Life wasn't perfect, but it was good. Until it wasn't. It started slowly. A delayed paycheck. Then a company layoff. Then weeks of searching for work that led nowhere. Bills piled up faster than he could open them. His wife, Emily, tried to stay strong, but stress has a way of breaking even the strongest bonds. One day, she left. No yelling. No fight. Just a quiet note on the kitchen counter. I can't do this anymore. That was the day Daniel's world cracked open. Months passed, and things only got worse. He lost the house. His car was repossessed. Pride kept him from asking for help, until eventually, there was no one left to ask. And now here he was. Cold. Alone. Invisible. People walked past him like he wasn't even there. That night, Daniel sat outside a small diner on the corner of Maple Street. The smell of warm food drifted through the air, making his empty stomach ache. He watched families laugh through the window. Couples sharing meals. Friends enjoying late-night conversations. It felt like a different world. One he no longer belonged to. He pulled his thin jacket closer and looked down at the ground. That's when he heard a voice. Hey, are you okay? Daniel looked up, startled. Standing in front of him was a young woman, maybe in her late 20s. She had a kind face, the kind that made you feel seen even before she spoke again. My name's Sarah, she said gently. You look like you could use a warm meal. Daniel hesitated. Pride again. It always showed up at the worst times. I'm fine, he muttered. But his stomach betrayed him with a loud growl. Sarah smiled, not in a mocking way, but in a way that felt human. Come on, she said. No one should be hungry in this weather. Inside the diner, everything felt overwhelming. The warmth. The lights. The smell of food. Daniel sat awkwardly as Sarah ordered 2 plates of hot soup and sandwiches. He kept glancing around, half expecting someone to ask him to leave. But no one did. When the food arrived, he stared at it for a moment before taking his first bite. And then, he couldn't stop. He ate like someone who hadn't seen food in days because he hadn't. Sarah didn't interrupt. She just sat there, quietly, giving him something he hadn't felt in a long time. Dignity. After a while, Daniel slowed down. Thank you, he said softly, his voice rough. Sarah nodded. You don't have to thank me. But I do, he insisted. People don't do this anymore. She tilted her head slightly. Maybe they do. Maybe you just haven't met them yet. There was something about the way she said it. Like she truly believed it. They talked for a while. Daniel didn't share everything, but he shared enough. About losing his job. His home. His wife. Sarah listened. Really listened. Before they left, she handed him a small card. There's a shelter a few blocks from here, she said. They'll help you get back on your feet. And, if you ever need anything. She hesitated for a moment, then smiled. Just remember this night. Daniel went to the shelter. At first, it felt like giving up. But slowly, things began to change. He found temporary work. Then part-time work. Then a full-time job. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. He started saving money. Months turned into a year. And for the first time in a long time, Daniel felt like he was moving forward. But he never forgot that night. Or Sarah. He kept the card she gave him, tucked safely in his wallet. A reminder that even at his lowest, someone had cared. 3 years later, Daniel stood behind the counter of his own small cafe. It wasn't big. It wasn't fancy. But it was his. Every morning, he opened the doors with the same quiet promise to himself. No one who walks in here will feel invisible. He made sure of it. If someone looked tired, he offered them a seat. If someone looked hungry, he found a way to feed them even if they couldn't pay. And every now and then, he would see someone sitting alone, the same way he once did. Lost. And he would walk up to them and say the same words that changed his life. "Hey, are you okay?" One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the cafe door opened. A familiar voice echoed softly. "Smells amazing in here." Daniel froze. He turned slowly. And there she was. Sarah. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Daniel smiled. "I've been waiting to say this," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Thank you." Sarah looked around the cafe, taking it all in. "You did this?" she asked. He nodded. "With a little help." She smiled. "Looks like you didn't just get back on your feet, you built something beautiful." Daniel glanced at the customers laughing, talking, sharing meals. "It all started with a bowl of soup," he said. They sat down together, just like they had years ago. But this time, things were different. Daniel wasn't the man sitting outside in the cold anymore. And Sarah wasn't just a stranger. She was the reason everything had changed. Before she left, Daniel handed her something. A small card. She looked at it and laughed softly. "A shelter?" she asked. He shook his head. "No," he said. "A reminder." She looked confused. "For what?" Daniel smiled. "That kindness doesn't stop," he said. "It just keeps moving, from one person to another." As Sarah walked out of the cafe, Daniel watched her go. The same way he had years ago. But this time, he wasn't alone. He wasn't cold. And he wasn't invisible. Kindness had found its way back to him. So if you're watching this right now, remember this. You never really know what someone is going through. The person you pass on the street. The one sitting quietly in a corner. The one who says they're fine. They might be carrying more than you can see. And sometimes, all it takes is one small act. A kind word. A warm meal. A moment of care. To change someone's entire life. Because kindness doesn't disappear. It travels. It grows. And one day, it finds its way back to you. So be that person. The one who notices. The one who cares. The one who says, "Hey, are you okay?" Because you never know. You might be someone's turning point. And maybe, just maybe, you'll change a life. Just like Sarah did. Just like someone once did for you.